Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Not only have I been the owner of Mint Mobile for the last few years, I've also been a customer. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
New activation and upfront payment for 3-month plan required. Taxes and fees extra. Additional restrictions apply. See mintmobile.com for full terms.
'Tis the season to shine with H&M. Discover the holiday collection and find fashionable pieces for your wardrobe or for under the tree. Get inspired and dazzle with this year's glam. From tuxedo styles, bow detailed pieces, impressive prints, and more. From unforgettable looks to unforgettable gifts. With fashion finds to home decor, find it all at H&M. Treat your loved ones and yourself this season. Shop in-store or at hm.com.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Selling a little or a lot? Do your thing however you cha-ching with Shopify, the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/offer23.
'Tis the season to shine with H&M. Discover the holiday collection and find fashionable pieces for your wardrobe or for under the tree. Get inspired and dazzle with this year's glam. From tuxedo styles, bow detailed pieces, impressive prints, and more. From unforgettable looks to unforgettable gifts. With fashion finds to home decor, find it all at H&M. Treat your loved ones and yourself this season. Shop in-store or at hm.com.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Selling a little or a lot? Do your thing however you cha-ching with Shopify, the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/offer23.
'Tis the season to shine with H&M. Discover the holiday collection and find fashionable pieces for your wardrobe or for under the tree. Get inspired and dazzle with this year's glam. From tuxedo styles, bow detailed pieces, impressive prints, and more. From unforgettable looks to unforgettable gifts. With fashion finds to home decor, find it all at H&M. Treat your loved ones and yourself this season. Shop in-store or at hm.com.
My worth as a woman is enough. I don't have to be busy in order for me to prove my worth. The house doesn't need to be cleaned in order to prove my worth. It doesn't. You are of value because you exist. You are of value because you are an amazing human being.
Hey girl, imagine a life where you feel supported, connected, and understood. I get it. Being a mom is hard, especially when you're spinning so many plates. We exhaust ourselves trying to create the perfect life for our family. You deserve to enjoy your family without the stress perfectionism brings. On this podcast, I provide practical and relatable life experiences. I teach women quick and easy to use strategies to help them reclaim their identity, reignite their marriage, and enjoy their children. If you're ready to be challenged, then pull up a chair, grab a pen and paper because it's about to go down. I'm Veronica Cisneros, a licensed marriage and family therapist, and this is the Empowered and Unapologetic Podcast.
So, I'm preparing for a girls' trip. Yes, Mama is going on vacation without any kids and without my husband. So myself, San Juana, and Julia, my friends, are going to Maui. I'm so super excited about this trip. Here's why. Each one of us get to plan our day. So Julia is going to take us on a catamaran, snorkeling, and just this amazing, luxurious experience. Myself, so that's for Friday. Myself, I'm going to take us, wait for it. I'm going to take us on an island tour via helicopter. Yeah, girl, I'm going to be up in a helicopter. You know, I'm going to be taking the selfies, like just celebrating life like no other. Lastly, San Juana. San Juana is going to take us onto the road to Hana. So we're going to take the road to Hana. We're going to go ahead and drive, hike, tired, probably throw up from hiking so much, can't walk. Yeah, we're totally doing it. But each one of us got to plan our days, and I'm super excited about it. However, one thing that keeps on coming up over and over is mom guilt. It is. It's mom guilt. And we have this group text, and we've been texting back and forth, right? And we've been talking about like some of the experiences that we have lately with our husbands. You know, a couple of us are worried about like, you know, is he going to be okay? Is he not going to be okay? You know, a couple of our husbands are even asking, are you sure you really want to go do this? And so some of our husbands' fears are now becoming our fears. And Willie, of course, was like, well, I'm definitely going to miss you, but I'm so excited that you're going, which I'm totally all about. And that was until I found out that he totally bought championship tickets to the Niner games. He's going to the championship. Yes, he's going this Sunday, which would have been last weekend for you guys. But he's going to watch the Niners play the championship game. So hopefully his team will win. But why am I bringing this up? Well, one of the major reasons why I'm bringing this up is because Willie and I were talking about it, and we were talking about that championship game, and I was like, babe, do you want to go? And he's like, hell yeah. And he goes, but it's going to cost like crazy amount of money. And I was like, yeah, I'm aware of that. It is going to cost a great amount of money. However, imagine the experience you're going to have. Imagine the memories you're going to have with your daughters. Let me go ahead and rewind a little bit. And I'm going to be completely honest because I know I could totally be honest with you guys. So what ended up happening early on that day was after I booked the helicopter tour and I told Willie how much it cost for the helicopter tour, I'm not going to lie. The minute he heard the price, he was like, why are you trying to put our family in debt? You all know we're on the Dave Ramsey plan, and Willie was just like not having it. Why are you trying to put our family in debt? It seems like you're going all out and, you know, sky's the limit and you're just seeing money as water. Like it's just fluid. You're just like, it's just happening. You're spending all of this money and you're doing all of these things. And I remember looking at him and he's sharing and expressing all of his concerns. And I said, hold up. I'm going to tell you something. If you were planning a guy's trip, at no point would I ever tell you that you can't do certain things. At no point would I ever make you feel guilty for spending money. At no point would I ever throw it in your face, right? No point would I ever throw it in your face at how much money you're spending, all of the things you're doing, and how you're going to be away from us. I would never do that to you. Why wouldn't I do that to you? Because I want you to have fun. Because I trust that you're not going to put our family in debt. I trust that you're going to keep our family in mind when you're off on this vacation. You're probably not going to think so much about our family, and I hope not. I hope you're having an amazing time where, of course, yeah, you know you're married, but you're just able to be free and just enjoy yourself with your friends. And so I want that same respect. I deserve that same respect. And then Willie had then followed with, I was just a little concerned. And you're right. I don't mean to throw it in your face. I do want you to have fun. These are some of my concerns. And as he was sharing with me his concerns, it was like, oh my goodness, it totally makes sense. I was personalizing it because deep down inside, I was also feeling guilty for going on this trip. I was also feeling guilty for the money that I was spending. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, some money, we're going to go and have fun. Okay, I'm going to bring it back. But it's just, that was inside of me. I was already experiencing that, and I wasn't even aware of it. I wasn't even aware that I had that guilt. And it wasn't until Willie had said what he said that I felt exposed. And I was personalizing what he was saying, when in reality, it wasn't an attack. It wasn't an attack at all. It was his fears about finances and my fears about maybe being selfish. You guys ever felt that way? Where if you go anywhere, you feel like you're being selfish and it's taking away from the family? Well, that's how I felt. And I immediately got into like where I was, I was just mad. I wasn't necessarily yelling, but I was for damn sure stern. And Willie was elevated as well. And as we were starting to talk, and we had this conversation in our closet, we were both getting ready. I don't know what we were getting ready for. I think, oh my gosh, we were getting ready for Aubrey's birthday. Aubrey's birthday just passed and we were getting ready for Aubrey's birthday party. But I remember like he was elevated, I was elevated, but we did not allow our emotions to get the best of us. Don't get me wrong, insecurities were exposed. And so this is why I'm bringing this up for you guys. I've received a whole lot of private messages from you. And like I said, these next couple weeks, I'm going to be totally focused on answering your questions. So here it goes. Here's a couple questions that I've gotten from moms. Why do I feel like I need permission to have a girls' trip? My worth as a housewife, a mother, is enough, and I struggle to be okay with that. Why do I feel like I don't deserve it? Why can't I just be okay even if I don't deserve it? Not only does the lack of control at home while I'm gone give me anxiety, but the fact that I should not be having fun on my own is also something that frustrates me. When I convince myself that I'm going on a girls' trip and going to have fun, I have guilt creep up. My husband is the saver, and he has saved us money on trips. But now that he is not dictating the trip, I feel like I need to all the time. How do I build compassion? And so I can totally relate. How many of you guys can relate? I mean, let's just be honest. Like, raise your hand. I know you're like by yourself, or maybe you're at the gym, or maybe you're going for a walk, or maybe you're at work, or maybe you're driving, but raise your hand. Raise your hand if you could totally relate. I'm like literally raising my hand right now. I could totally relate. I just shared how. But let me tell you something. I read an article that said, research supports that taking a trip with your friends can actually improve your mental health and long-term happiness. And as parents, we know that maintaining mental soundness is more important and more challenging than ever. Don't ask me where I read that. It was somewhere on Google. But I totally read that. And I think about myself as a clinician, and I think about the women that come in here with this same issue. And yeah, the minute they go out on girls' trips, the minute they maybe even go out for lunch with a friend, like the transformation, it's literally night and day. So I'm going to totally break this down. I'm going to break down this question for you. Why do I feel like I need permission to have a girls' trip? Well, Mama, the reason you feel like you need permission for a girls' trip is because it's something you haven't done. And so that guilt comes up. I have to be responsible for my kids. I've put myself on the back burner for so long. I don't even know how to have fun. I don't even know what fun looks like. Shit, I don't even know what to wear. I don't even know if I will enjoy myself because the entire time I'll be thinking about what the kids are doing. The entire time I'll be thinking about if my husband's yelling. I'll be thinking about if he's lost his shit. I'll be thinking about, is the house clean? Did they break anything? It's just too much to worry about. Did they go to their doctor appointments? It's just way too much to worry about. And it's like, homegirl, you're only going away for the weekend. Like, are you for real right now? I'm going to tell you what your husband and them kids are going to be doing. They're going to be attending a 49er championship game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not better. Like, is it coming out? A little bit. totally like, okay, I'm totally flying back from LA to go on this 49ers championship game. I'm not, but I'm just saying, ladies, your husband is extremely creative. And I want you to write this down. I want you to ask him, does he feel supported as a husband? Does he feel supported as a husband? Probably not. You know why? Because you're too busy controlling everything. You're too busy telling him he's not doing it right. You're too busy telling him that he needs to do it this way. You're too busy saying, you know what, just forget it. I'll do it myself. So when you ask, why do I feel like I need permission to have a girls' trip? It's because of all of those insecurities you're currently experiencing. It's because of the way you've designed your life. You've designed your life to look a certain way. And so because you've designed your life to look a certain way, that includes kids, it's very difficult for you to see yourself on your own for maybe a couple days. And so guilt shows up. And then all of these negative thoughts come up as well. Because I should be home. I should be with my babies. They're going to miss me. And my husband really doesn't want me to go. Or my husband's having second thoughts. Maybe this isn't the right thing. I'll go later. How many of you have said, I'll go later? I'll go later when the kids are older. I'll go later when the kids' schedules aren't so busy. Mama, please, you and I know that's a lie you tell yourself. The next thing this one said is, my worth as a housewife, a mother, is enough. And I struggle to be okay with that. I've heard several women say this exact quote. I struggle to find value as a mom and a housewife. It's almost as if we seek validation from other people. We need somebody to give us permission. We need somebody to say, you know what? No, you deserve it. I was telling one of my clients, it's like this security guard that we have that follows us all of the time, right? And it's this validation security guard. It's this permission security guard, right? We need this security guard to follow us everywhere we go. And the minute something comes up, we turn around and we ask, was this right? Can I do this? Oh, you say yes? Oh, okay. Well, then there we go. I got permission from my bodyguard. He says yes, so it's a go. Or he says this, so it's a go. When you go on a girls' trip, you're on your own, mama. You are on your own. No bodyguard right there. Nobody validating you. It's you. It's you. So it is extremely important you practice that self-validation. It is extremely important we work on that level of confidence and that sense of identity. Because you are so much more than being a mom. You are so much more than being a wife. The issue is you've brought yourself to this point where your role as a mom and your role as a wife is now your identity. So you are right when you say my worth as a housewife and a mother is enough. But let's take it even further. My worth as a woman is enough. My worth as a woman is enough. I don't have to be busy in order for me to prove my worth. The house doesn't need to be cleaned in order to prove my worth. It doesn't. You are of value because you exist. You are of value because you are an amazing human being. That's what we need to work on. She follows with, why do I feel like I deserve it? Why do I feel like I deserve it? Well, let me just answer that real quick. Because you do deserve it. You 100% deserve it. She follows with, why can't I just be okay even if I don't deserve it? Ooh, okay. Let me read that again. Why do I feel like I don't deserve it? That's what I think she was leaning towards. The reason why you feel like you don't deserve it is because, like I mentioned earlier, you've been super hyper-focused on all of the things you do, and the things you do having value in who you are. So the things you do, as you start checking off all of this to-do list, that is your value. Because my house is cleaned, I am of value. Because I accomplished all of these tasks, I am of value. That's why you don't feel like you deserve it. Because have you washed enough dishes? Have you vacuumed enough carpets? Have you mopped enough floors? Have you done enough laundry? Think about it in that way. I want you to look at it from that perspective, because when you look at it from that perspective, you start to realize, wait a minute, I'm worth more than freaking vacuumed carpets. I'm worth more than a mopped floor. It's okay if you have not earned it. It is absolutely okay if you have not earned it. Here's why. Again, because you've decided that it's important to you, it is now important. All you got to do is decide that it's important. Once you decide and you make that choice that, yes, I can be okay, even if I didn't work up to this, even if I didn't mop enough floors, even if I didn't vacuum enough carpets, I am still deserving of it. You get to give yourself permission. Stop looking for validation from others. They're not going to give it to you, mama. They're not going to give it to you. What's going to happen is their fears are then going to become your fears. She follows with, not only does the lack of control at home while I'm gone give me anxiety, but the fact that I should not be having fun on my own. Yes. Here's why. I remember I ended up going on a business trip a while back, and I went to Michigan. And I remember, we were all in a group, right? And it was a group of therapists. It was a business trip with a group of therapists. And so I'm on this business trip, right? And I remember there was this downtime. And the first couple days, we had to be completely like no phones, nothing, like just downtime. And I remember going, oh my God, I need to call my husband. I need to call the kids. And I remember doing this like mental checklist of all the things I needed to do, all of the things that I needed to take care of. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then there was a group that was just kind of hanging out, and they were all talking about business. We weren't supposed to talk about business. I'm totally ratting on them. But they were talking about business. And then I found myself going into that conversation, and I was like, okay, hold up. What is the exercise? The exercise is to relax. So what I did was I ended up walking. And I ended up walking towards the lake. In Michigan, obviously, they have huge lakes. It looks like an ocean. That's how big it is. Huge lakes. Totally looks like an ocean. So there I am on the beach sand, sitting down. And I had my phone on me. And right away, I wanted to go on. And I was like, stop, turn it off. So I turned it off. And in front of me was the lake. And I want you to be here with me for a minute. It was a lake, nice and blue. The sun was starting to set. Beautiful sky. Beautiful sky. It was a nice blue sky with a little bit of a pink tint, right? And the sun was a reflection that it was like mirrored on the lake. And it was just, I'm like sitting there right now. There was this long grass, this long brush right behind me. And the wind and the temperature was just right. I'm literally right there right now. I hope you're there with me too. And I was sitting there. Oh, I have to call my husband. I have to call my kids. Yeah, totally ruined it, right? That thought came in and I was like, oh my God, Veronica, chill out. Just sit here. Be mindful. Be in the present moment on purpose. Okay. I'm going to be here. And then there I am watching the sunset. And then I started crying. And then I thought, damn it, I need to be home. I should be home with my husband. My husband should sit right here with me. My kids would have loved this sunset. They need to be here with me. They need to experience this too. And then I remember there being this tug of war. Veronica, stop. You're here. They're home. They're fine. You're here. And this crazy question popped up for me. Why is it so important that you feel needed? Why is it so important that you feel needed? Why can't you just relax right now? Why aren't you deserving of this beautiful moment? Why aren't you taking advantage of this beautiful moment? And so I literally forced myself to sit there. And I'm going to teach you a little exercise that I did. So while I was sitting there, I just started to take it in. I'm going to teach you a mindfulness exercise. It's called utilizing the 5 senses. And I know it sounds absolutely crazy, but just bear with me. So what I did was I sat there and I started to describe what I see. It was as if I was describing it to a blind person. I was describing everything that I was seeing. How beautiful the water looked, how calm it looked. The sky, how nice and blue it was with a tint of pink. The reflection of the sun on the lake. There were boats to the right side of me. And then there was this big brush right behind me. And there was just this beautiful beach sand. And then I remember closing my eyes and listening to the wind. I was just listening to the wind, and it was just rhythmic. And I found myself following its flow. And I would breathe in, hold it, and I would breathe out. And I just found myself following the wind. And then I went to, what do I feel? And I immediately grabbed the ground. And as I grabbed the ground, of course, it's beach sand. So I grabbed a couple handfuls of beach sand. And I was just letting it slip through my fingers. There was something so relaxing about allowing it to slip through my fingers. It felt so good. So there I was, allowing it to slip through my fingers. And I was able to describe what that sound felt like. Right? As if somebody didn't have this sense of touch. I was able to describe it. Then I went into, what do I hear? I'm sorry, I already covered that. Then I'm literally in there right now. I know you guys are laughing at me, but I'm literally there. Then I went into, so I just covered see, I just covered hear, I went to touch, then I went into smell. I had to do that because literally my eyes are closed right now. I'm in Michigan. And I just could smell the water, right? I could smell the water, and it just had this fresh smell. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was just nice and fresh and clean. So I was describing the smell. And again, just concentrating on my breath. And then lastly, I went to taste. I had gum in my mouth, so I described what the gum tasted like. The minute I was done with that exercise, I was able to truly enjoy that moment. I was in it. So much so that I kid you not, I literally bumped the mic with my nose right now because I was just leaning in, smelling the lake that's non-existent because it's a mic. But I was there. And even when I opened my eyes, I had forgotten that I'm here in my office in Temecula, California, recording this episode. And so my thoughts to you are, why is it so important people need you? And I really want you to answer that question. Write it down. What does it feel like to be needed? What's it like to not be needed? And I'm not going to lie, that question crossed my mind as well. What if Willie and the kids don't need me? What if the kids are better with him than they are with me? What if they find that Willie's a better parent than I am? What if Willie finds that he doesn't need me? Yes, those questions as well came up. And it was like, whoa, where am I going? What am I doing? But it all circled around me not feeling worthy. This woman follows, when I convince myself that I'm going on a girls' trip and gonna have fun, I have guilt creep up. My husband is a saver, and he has saved us money on trips. But now that he is not dictating the trip, I feel like I need to all the time. The reason why you feel like you need to is because it's something that you've adhered to. It's now this rule. It's now this law that it has to go a certain way. But let me ask you something. Why haven't you been a part of the trip planning? Are there insecurities there? Why haven't you been a part of the excitement? Why have you been so hesitant in allowing your husband to go ahead and take over? Mama, why do you need permission? Another rule of thumb is to identify how this benefits us, right? Like I mentioned earlier, prioritizing yourself will help with your mental health state, right? I understand that mom guilt can be so powerful. And if we let it run, it can stop us from showing up for ourselves, right? And it will stop us for showing the same care and concern that we do for our kids and our husband. The last question I want to ask you is, what are you feeling guilty about? What is it exactly? Answer this question for me. Are your kids deserving of a well-rested mother? And I want you to be honest. Are your kids deserving of that? Are they deserving of a well-rested mother? My answer is going to say yes. So the minute you go into, is this good? Is this bad? Stop right there. I want to encourage you to just stop. And what I want you to think about instead is this healthy or is this unhealthy? And I really, really want you to answer that. Is what I'm doing healthy or is this unhealthy? Is this girls' trip healthy for me? Yeah. Is this girls' trip healthy for my family? Absolutely. Because now I don't look at my kids with resentment because I missed that girls' trip and all my friends are bragging about it. Now I don't look at my kids as another task that I have to do. And I'm angry at my husband because he gets to go on these fishing trips. Meanwhile, I stay home. Yeah, Mama, I see you. You built up that resentment and you get so mad at him because you don't get your nails done. You get so mad at him because you have yet to hire that damn cleaning lady. Mama, you are doing this to yourself. It is not his fault. It is not his fault. Hear me when I say this, and I've said this before, and you guys have gotten so upset with me, but it's okay, because I am challenging you like no other. It is my job. It is not his fault that you don't put yourself first. It is not his fault that you do not make yourself a priority. Don't get me wrong. Like I mentioned earlier, I too have struggled with that mom guilt. I too have felt so guilty. So guilty. And even questioned the idea of going. And if I'm being 100% quite frankly honest, I don't really want to go to no championship game. I don't. But you know what? One thing that does bother me, I shouldn't say bother me, but one thing that, it does bother me, is that my girls are going to have a memory without me. They're going to go to a championship game, their first championship game, right? My husband's first championship game, and they're going to experience it without me. But to be honest, they are going to have a lot of firsts without me, and that is okay. It is very important. I support my husband as a father. And I am so thankful that I have stepped back from being that controlling mom, that controlling wife, and I've allowed myself to watch my husband be the father that I personally never had, and be the father that shows my girls love and respect and admiration and value. One thing I can say is, by me stepping back, I've allowed myself to watch my husband teach the girls how a man should treat them. And he's done that all on his own. The only thing I needed to do was I needed to let go of that control. And I needed to allow myself to live. I needed to give myself permission to step outside of my damn comfort zone and step onto that plane ride, because we're going to Maui. Ladies, you have homework. You know you did. I don't even know why you're acting surprised. You have homework. I want you to do one thing for yourself. If you end up joining me in Maui, let's go. But I want you to do something for yourself, whether it be that girls' trip that you've been putting off, whether it be that, dinner, right? Ladies' night, whether it be that spa day, whatever it is, whether it be that girls' brunch, girls' movie night, whatever that is. I want you to start showing up for yourself, because by you showing up for yourself, you're showing up for your family. All right, Mama. I definitely want to see pictures. So make sure to go to our private group on Facebook. You can find that private Facebook group by going to Empowered and Unapologetic. So it's www.facebook.com/groups/Empowered and Unapologetic. And that's where you'll find us. In addition to that, Mama, time is running out. On Wednesday, I will be hosting a workshop on how to reconnect with your husband. I will be providing you with all the tools, all of the steps, all of the skills, especially that blueprint roadmap to get you to reconnect with your husband right before Valentine's Day. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm just telling you, by the time you guys listen to this episode, it will be that Monday, right? I'm going to tell you what, that Thursday, my husband and I are going on a couple's getaway. I'm going to have 1 week with my kids. I'm going to be back for one weekend. But that weekend, or I should say this weekend coming up, because when it comes out, when this episode comes out, it will be that weekend. It will be that Valentine's Day weekend. But that weekend, my husband is surprising me with a couple's trip. I want to help you reconnect with your husband. I want to help you get your needs met. I want to help you identify how you guys got here. So we're going to be unlocking a lot. So get ready to access that. You must go to empoweredandunapologetic.com/workshop. empoweredandunapologetic.com/workshop. It is going to be live. Your husband does not need to be there, and it's going to be recorded if for any reason you can't go. You will be able to have lifetime access to the replay. In addition to that, there will also be a video. I'm sorry, I already said video. There will also be a PDF guide with a bunch of questions, and it's going to be a workbook for you guys to go ahead and work on while I'm hosting the live. Make sure you nab your seats right away, because this workshop is going to be closed. So empoweredandunapologetic.com/workshop. See you there.
Many women lose their own identity in the shadow of being a mom and a wife. We are a community of women who support each other. We leave perfectionism behind to become empowered and unapologetic. I want to personally invite you to join our Girl Gang. It's a free Facebook community for women just like you. Go to www.facebook.com/groups/empowered and unapologetic. See you there. What's up, ladies? Just want to let you guys know that your ratings and reviews for this podcast are greatly appreciated. If you love this podcast, please go to iTunes right now, write a review, rate the episode, and subscribe. Don't forget to share it with your friends.
It's easy to blame ourselves for our struggles with alcohol. We see people around us being able to control their drinking without any consequences, yet no matter what we try, we can't seem to figure it out for ourselves. My name is Jillian Teets, and I am the host of the Sober Powered podcast, where I use my biochemistry background to explain the latest research in addiction and help you understand both why you drink the way you do and how to develop the skills and mindset you need to find freedom from alcohol. I discuss topics like why we think about our drinking 24/7, why we have no off switch, and why we crave alcohol. If you're struggling with your drinking or you know someone who is, then I hope that you will check out the Sober Powered podcast. New episodes every Friday. See you there.
I know we've been taught that motherhood requires alcohol. I know we've been taught not to question our relationship with alcohol until we've lost everything. And I know we've been taught that if we do dare to examine our relationship with alcohol, we need to head straight to AA and declare ourselves an alcoholic who is powerless to alcohol forever. But what if all that isn't true? That's definitely not my story. I'm Suzanne, the host of the Sober Mom Life podcast. I'm an influencer who stopped drinking in January 2020, and since then, I've been telling the truth about motherhood, influencing, alcohol, and sobriety. If you suspect deep down that glass or 3 of wine at night might just be making motherhood harder, well, you're right. Come and join me as I chat with other sober and sober-curious moms. Let's laugh, cry, and normalize sobriety together, all while we reheat our coffee for the 4th time today.
Hey there. This is Casey McGuire Davidson, host of the Hello Someday podcast. I'm an ex-red wine girl turned life coach who helps busy women change their relationship with alcohol. I spent 20 years climbing the corporate ladder while drinking a bottle of wine a night to unwind. In the Hello Someday podcast, my goal is to teach you the tried and true secrets of creating and living a life you don't want to escape from. Each week, I'll bring you tools, lessons, and conversations to help you drink less and live more. I'll teach you how to navigate our drinking-obsessed culture without a buzz and how to turn the decision to stop drinking from your worst-case scenario to the best decision of your life. You can find new episodes of the Hello Someday podcast every Thursday, wherever you listen, and I hope you check it out.
I know we've been taught that motherhood requires alcohol. I know we've been taught not to question our relationship with alcohol until we've lost everything. And I know we've been taught that if we do dare to examine our relationship with alcohol, we need to head straight to AA and declare ourselves an alcoholic who is powerless to alcohol forever. But what if all that isn't true? That's definitely not my story. I'm Suzanne, the host of the Sober Mom Life podcast. I'm an influencer who stopped drinking in January 2020, and since then, I've been telling the truth about motherhood, influencing, alcohol, and sobriety. If you suspect deep down that glass or 3 of wine at night might just be making motherhood harder, well, you're right. Come and join me as I chat with other sober and sober-curious moms. Let's laugh, cry, and normalize sobriety together, all while we reheat our coffee for the 4th time today.
Oh, hey, it's Erin.
And I'm Michaela, and we're the hosts of the Two Sober Girls podcast, and we are on a mission to spill the wild truth about sobriety.
Forget the rosé all day cliche. Sobriety is flipping amazing.
Absolutely. It's not just about quitting the drink. It's a gift you give yourself and your loved ones.
So what are you waiting for? Break up with that old toxic relationship with alcohol and let us show you the possibilities.
And here's the thing. Everything your precious heart desires becomes way easier without the influence of alcohol.
We're not just two sober girls. We're also wellness coaches. We're here to show you how to optimize health, lifestyle, and beauty, feel sexy and alive as F.
So stay tuned because we're rolling out new episodes every Monday wherever you get your podcasts, and trust us, they have your name written all over them. We can't wait to share the magic of sobriety and wellness with you. Subscribe to Two Sober Girls podcast today and come follow us on Instagram for behind the scenes action and send us a DM. We can't wait to meet you.